Okay, the previous topic which we have completed, it's NPO, and I hope you all have started practicing the questions which are in your textbook T.S. Grewal part 1. That's the very first chapter which we have done in school, and some videos you must have seen on YouTube. Since we are not working, then fine, it's okay. At home you should be able to do the questions. That's why we are taking this initiative, so that the students are not lagging behind in anything, and at least some things should be completed which are time consuming as explanations are concerned, or when you talk about some concepts which can be taught easily by a video. Now I know that there would be queries and confusions which you may be facing. Ki sir, we are not understanding something which we would have clarified on our notebooks. It's absolutely fine. We'll do it once you are back. So the next topic after NPO, it is nothing but accounting for partnership. And it is one of my favorites. When I talk about partnership, it is nothing for me. When I talk about attempting it in the exam, it's nothing for me because I have always scored 100% marks in the questions related to partnership, no matter what. Now let's go to this. When I talk about accounting for partnership, what do you mean? Like, very first question in your mind, what is partnership? There are many things going on in our mind. We must have seen something happening in our family where your father or uncle or grandfather, they must have started some business related to something which they have a partner associated with them. The partner can be his friend, his relative, it can be a cousin brother or anything else. When you talk about partnership between companies, it is also some of the process. When you talk about a very big tender which person has received, cannot go ahead for it alone, then it is always two companies which come into partnership. That is all about practical. Now let us go to the theory. When you talk about what is partnership, the very first question is, what is partnership? The definition which the book has, it is, partnership is the association of two or more persons who has come together with a common motive of earning profit by trading or by providing services. It depends upon the nature of the company. Now let us go back to the topic, what is partnership? As I said, the definition, it is an association of two or more person. But more, how many? Is it 1 lakh, 2 lakh person who can come together and form a partnership firm? No. The Partnership Act defines it to be 200 partners maximum, and it is minimum 2. Minimum 2 and 200 partners is maximum. But you know that when you talk about the practicality of this concept, there are many people who use this thing for a particular benefit of their own side. That was nothing but tax saving. So what the Companies Act did, that fine, if you have a partnership and you have 2 members minimum, you can go up till a maximum number of 50 partners. When you talk about this maximum numbers, it is not defined by the Partnership Act. When you talk about this is Partnership Act. This is defined by Partnership Act. And the maximum number 50, it is defined by Companies Act, miscellaneous rules. It is not defined by Partnership Act. This is the very first thing which you should remember, that the maximum partner has to be 50 at the most when you are talking about an Indian partnership firm. Now let us go back to the topic. What is partnership? We have understood that it is a association of person, 2 or more, up till 50 to earn a profit. That's the motive. Now let's go to the next point. Are there rules and regulations to be followed? When you talk about rules and regulations, there are obligations for sure related to anything which you do here in India, abroad or anywhere in the world. When you talk about rules here, what are these rules? Are there any rules really to be followed, or there are no rules? Let's talk about that for some points to be known to you. Say suppose I have a person who's very close to me. The person can be my friend, best friend of my childhood. We come together and we think, let's start some business. He says, okay, fine. I have an idea of starting a restaurant. Then I said, fine, okay, how much is the investment? He said XYZ amount, we both contributed and the restaurant gets formulated and we have a restaurant now. The owners are 2 of us, my friend and myself. Then what happens, when you talk about these rules and regulations, the restaurant is to be formed by registering it at the SMC. But what about we partners? Did we define how much profit we all will share, we both? Or did we make an agreement between us? So when you talk about rules and regulations, it is nothing but agreement. This agreement is taught to you in BST. It is nothing but when you talk about agreement, what did you decide before starting the partnership? I contributed 10 lakh, my friend contributed 20 lakh. Did we write that in the agreement ki who has contributed how much? Or when we will make a profit, let's say we have got a profit of 5 lakh rupees, who will share how much? That is to be written in agreement. But when you talk about the rules and regulations, there is nothing as such which you can say that fine, this has to be followed. You can have an agreement, you cannot have an agreement. The agreement on the other hand can be written or oral. When I talk about written agreement, it is an affidavit concept. When you talk about an agreement, it has to be prepared on a 100 rupees stamp paper. You have to get it notary registered, where two of us, let's say my friend and myself, we decide to get a written agreement for the same. So we go to the registrar of the company and we say ki fine, we want to open a firm where we want a written agreement to be made. So this written agreement he will prepare for us. He will ask how much capital each one of you have contributed, what would be your profit sharing division concept. Then from that point of view, he will prepare a written agreement which is totally legal. It is always preferred to have a written agreement. And again I come to that point, is it a rule to be followed? No, but mandatory, because when in case of some confusion going on, you can use this agreement for the benefit of the partner who may be cheated in case there is no agreement. Coming to the next point, are there regulations? Yes, the regulation has to be followed. We have the Companies Act which needs to be followed for partnership. The next is coming directly to the content which CBSE has. Partnership is a very vast content when you talk about partnership and the accounting for it. But when you talk about CBSE curriculum has partnership for 30 marks in the paper of 80. Now the CBSE curriculum broadly I have classified. It starts with fundamentals. When you talk about fundamentals, it will teach you about agreement, it will teach you about what is partnership, it will teach you about maximum partners, it will teach you about minimum partners. But when you talk about fundamentals, will it have anything else? Yes. After starting the partnership, if the partners, they make a profit after a year, after 6 months, how much distribution you have to show, in what condition, it is taught to you in fundamental. Basically, it deals with profit distribution. Once the organization is formed, this profit distribution is the part of fundamental. When you talk about fundamentals, this is the maximum which you are going to do. You have to distribute the profit at the end of a particular year. Now when you talk about the next step, now let's say my friend and myself, we started the business. It is running successfully. Other friends of our group, they came to know that fine, they have started a restaurant and it's running very successfully. Then let us join them. Let us expand it. Let us join them. So they approach us and they ask, can we join your business? Now let's say they are our group friends only. Then fine, they will be admitted into the partnership. Then the process which we have to follow is in the chapter called admission of a partner. This admission of a partner is nothing but it will show you the accounting treatment for a partner when the partner is being admitted into the firm, and then what are the things to be followed, what are the changes in the agreement you have to do, what are the different accounts that you have to prepare. It is called admission of a partner. Now when you talk about after admission, what may happen? I got the idea or my friend got the idea for the common business which we are doing. Any one of us may feel that no, my share should be more, or I am not getting the whole benefit and I am working more, but there are miscommunication between the partners, or there are disagreement between the partners. In that case, it would be one partner going away from the business, taking all his money which was invested in a calculated manner, where he will split from the business will stay, I will quit the business. It doesn't mean that I will not work anymore. I will quit the business. When I'm quitting the business, in that case, it is retirement of a partner. It is not about a partner is retiring from work. He will not work anymore. He may start his own business, but when he is not continuing with the same business, it is known as retirement of a partner. And this is again one different chapter after admission. Now, when we start a business, how does it affect the society? The business definitely affects the society, as when my business is there and it is going on, the society will get the benefit, as there can be people who are getting employment or any other thing happening. But once you talk about the business which is definitely going on in the society and there is nothing beneficial to the society, or if the society is being affected in a negative way, then the government can give an order to stop the business. If I'm cheating people, then definitely the food is not of the good quality, then there would be obligation from the SMC. They will say shut down your business. When the obligation says shut down, it is nothing but dissolution of partnership firm. So this is all about the overview of this chapter, or you can say of the content of partnership in CBSE. You can get a 30 marks dot score in CBSE, and for this current year board examination, you would be 2021 batch. And believe me, it is all about your knowledge about this concept. The rest, all things, just like a story. You start a business, you admit someone is not agreeing to the terms and condition, he will take retirement, and then the dissolution. In between, there is some concept which is similar like retirement. That's why I have written it as the third point. Actually, the accounts are also prepared in the same manner. Retirement is a person retires. He is not ready to continue. Give me my money, I'll go. That is retirement. But if a person expires, some mishap happens, it is death. The concept is the same. You have to calculate every amount. In this case, retirement, it is paid to the person. And in the condition of death, it is paid to the legal executor of the partner. So this is the story of partnership. We'll start with fundamentals, we'll go to admission, then we'll go to retirement, then we'll go to death, and then finally, if there are some problem between the partners or some legal obligation from the government that you cannot continue the business, then we have to shut it down. That is known as dissolution of partnership firm. Now, just one more point to make you clarify, or so that there is no confusion in your mind. Be careful with the word dissolution of partnership firm and dissolution of partnership. Partnership firm means the entire firm will be shut down, the firm will not continue. But when you talk about admission, retirement, death, there are changes in partnership rules, there are changes in partnership agreement. These three are known as dissolution of partnership. So this is all about the story which we are going to follow. We'll start with fundamentals, and definitely we are going to go ahead in such a way that these 30 marks will be totally ours when we talk about CBSE 2021 accountancy paper. I hope you all will be able to judge the topic, and I repeat, it is one of my favorites, and I'll try to make it one of your favorites too. Thank you.